Hello guys, welcome back to another Tiny Glade video. In this one, I'm going to dive right into it. We're going to be building a overgrown library. It took me a little bit to figure out exactly how I wanted to build this. So I started with a circular base because that's exactly what I wanted. But then at first, I was actually recording prior to this, but I scrapped the I scrapped the video because it didn't look the way that I wanted to. Um, it was looking very weird, and I was kind of wasting time doing a lot of other stuff. So I decided to start over. Keep the same landscape as it is, though. Everything's the same there. Start with the same base, circular base, as I did there, but do a square instead, and then just kind of work around that too. And then I did two cylinders, one in the middle that's bigger, that goes along the edges, and then one at the top there that also peaks up, and I think it looks good. And I also rounded off the roofs, which I do like the rounded roofs a lot. I really do. I like they're dome-like, and I like them a lot. Um, then I also added some towers here and everything. Also, if you've noticed in this video, side note, what I've decided to do is do kind of one of the things you guys voted on, which there's a poll in the community section that you guys can look at, and it's asking how you want me to do my Tiny Glade videos. Since Tiny Glade's come out, I've been doing a lot of videos regarding them. I've done a few so far. I'll link one of the videos at the end of this video to one of those other ones, so you guys can check it out and see other stuff that I built there. But what I wanted to say was I wanted to let you guys decide whether or not you like this kind of format where I have the video sped up a little bit with post commentary, or do you prefer the live commentary as I'm recording it, or would you prefer something else like with music on top of this kind of format or the other format, like just different style music, or keep everything the same the way it was before? I'm just curious because I'm fine with any one of those. I just know the ones with the live commentary obviously take longer, and I know they take long to upload, but it's not really a bother to me because I really enjoy this game and I love showing you guys the creations. And this video is not really sped up that much. It's like 2.5 times faster than what it is normally, because when I sped it up like 4 times, it was a little too fast because the commentary wouldn't have been that much and the video would have only been like 10 minutes or something. So I increased it where it was about like 15 minutes or something like that. Um, I'll see at the end of this anyway. But back to what we're actually building is a overgrown library. So the overgrown library obviously has to do with like a lot of trees, plants, things that are kind of, vines growing up the walls and everything. And I decided to choose the flowery Glade theme just because it looks really nice. And when I entered the Glade, like it was a huge, pretty much like giant lake that filled up the majority of the map with like a two hills that were in the middle. And I'm like, I don't need this much water. Like the overgrown library is not going to look really that good. And I can't really like hide it with trees and stuff with all this water. So I decided to do is clean up all the water, get rid of it, put land instead, adjust the hills where they're more smooth and there's more of a flatter base to it, so that's why you see it like that. And I left the lake in the back there because I just thought it was a good view from this library that we're making. It just looks good overall. One of the things I will say when building in this game is the windows and just how there's not like snapping. it just it bothers me that there's like no snapping because it's always hard to tell, especially on these rounded surfaces, what is the true center or true like middle of these walls here. And I really wish there was a way for me to have like a snapping ability. It would be really nice. Or like a grid or something like that. Um, Same thing with a copy and paste. So like the towers with the same height and everything, because there's been times where the roof height is like slightly off and it's hard to adjust it, or the tower height slightly off and it's hard to adjust it that way too. Yeah, it's just yeah, it just gets a little, I wouldn't say annoying, but it definitely does get maybe tedious at times, but I still love it. I'm able to adjust it to a way where to the eye it looks like it's even, but it's probably not overall. But um, so I kept the color that it started with the building, but I just decided to paint the roof a purple and all the frames of the windows and the doors itself, they are painted white just because I wanted to match the walls. And I think those walls just look good. I really hope that there's more material type styles that we can go with, like wood or other colors of stone or more smooth colors too. Like since there's like the white, there's blue, there's green, there's black, there's red, just a more palettes there. And I'm also changed the window or the lights that come out of the windows to a purple color. Now you're gonna find out later that I actually missed a set of windows, but it's okay. I went back and I fixed them post video, so don't worry. They're purple now, not yellow. I also changed the base from that yellowish orange base to more of like the grayish to fit more of the color scheme that's going on with this. And here, what I wanted to do was try to make a dock of some kind and try to meet with the building itself. And a square did not look good. And you could just see me messing with it here, and it has to be raised up for it to attach there. And I'm just like, this is way too high up, and it just doesn't look good. Like, I mean, it'd probably be good as like a boardwalk or something, but not for a build like this for a library. So what I decided to do is kind of do something similar, but instead with a rounded surface. But I'm like, you know what? What if I just line it up with maybe the wall or not, maybe not wall or like the sides or something of the windows? And so I decided to make it symmetrical or as symmetrical as I could. Again, there's not like a copy and paste feature, so I can't really, I have to just eyeball the size difference and the positioning that it's in. So that way it's like as centered as I can get it. So that's what I tried to do here, and I think I did the best that I could at the end, but it definitely could have used maybe a little bit of adjustments. So I'll be adjusting it more a little bit later. And then I'm like, you know what? There's two things I was trying to do. So you see me building walls there, and I'm like, this is going to take too long, adjusting all these little things to make it into an actual circle. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just put like little buildings here on the side, just like some form of quarters or whatever, and just make it look like a dome, like a little dome building or something, which I thought was a really cool idea. And then I changed the wood as well because I like the railings. I love the railings so much. And I decided to give it a little bit more of like a darker wood tone just because I think it just looks good. And the darker wood tone definitely matches more of the purple. And so obviously I changed the colors too on those sides and everything looks good. And then I had to adjust the path too because I was trying to make a door there, and I'm like, I don't want that. I'll be adjusting paths a little bit later in the back of the building as well. But I decided to place doors, and then I will be placing windows on these walls too. So, and this is just a little build, I could have gone, I probably could have gone with a bigger build, honestly, but I like building these kinds of towers with, a little bit more depth with them, with the corner towers I built, and then those rounded extended bits along with the rectangle that I built for the front and back of the building. I think it just, less is more in my opinion, but other times too, I think doing a lot can also look really good too, like the finer details type of thing. I really hope that they also add like rounded windows to the game. I would love if they did because just a variety of different types of windows would also be nice too. So I'm looking around here and I'm just like, what else could I do here? So and I'm thinking, well, let me adjust these paths first because I don't like how those stairs are kind of like connected there on the back here. So I did that, but then I readjusted it. It's because the back door is there. So I'm like, they need a little bit of walkway to get out into the back. Whoever decides to walk in here, I mean, there's not really any of that going on, but But I extend the paths here around the building, and I also adjust the sides here of these rounded bits because there's no reason to have stairs there because it connects to the sides anyway. So I'm trying to adjust those as best I can and make a wide path. And then I use these walls here that you can draw. And these are actually going to be used for like a wall that's going to be against a lot of bushes and flowers and stuff. So I'll bring out the flower tool in just a second once I finish matching with the rest of the building. And I decide to paint some flowers. And I go over them twice. So once it's little flowers, and then the second time it creates a big bushel, yeah, like huge bushes and rose bushes, things like that, all kinds of flowers and bushes. It looks really good. And then I decided to adjust the walls back a little bit because obviously the bushes and flowers were clipping through it all. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to bring this back a little bit, but it looks good that way. And raise the walls a little bit so it looks a little bit better. And then here comes the part where I add a lot of trees. So many trees. I go crazy with these trees because this entire field is barren. And if we're going with an overgrown look, I want this whole place to be filled with trees. I want it to be a forest. So I'm just zooming around, just spamming my left mouse button, just going around with these trees. Try to make sure that each of these trees are placed in their proper place, not proper place, but just anywhere that I see a space. And some of them I have to get rid of too because, they're kind of in the way. But the last thing that I do here with this build is I draw a path out because we're going to do a little bit of like a tiny bit of a tour. And then I also close off the bushes there and add a little gateway with that there, and it looks so good. And then I started to add some lights around and flags. I forgot about the flags too, and I color them a nice like deep purple, which technically it's and the color palette's black, but it looks like a deep purple. And then I changed them to where they have like the leaves on the flag itself, like those symbols. And then I also add some lights around, and I also color them purple, except for the ones on the path. The ones on the path start at the beginning with yellow lights, red lights, then purple lights, kind of like a gradual shift change into the purple color as you progress through the pathway. And it just looks good. I love the shading in this game too. Like the shadows, the lights, the lighting, it's just so good. I love it so much. This game is just I love this game so much. It gives you so much creativity, and it gives you a wide variety of ideas that people have. There was actually a person that made the Quidditch court from Harry Potter in Tiny Glade. It's it's really cool, and I really hope that somebody currently is making Hogwarts is making Hogwarts in Tiny Glade, and and somebody actually made Peach's Castle from Super Mario 64 in Tiny Glade as well. It just looks good. So yeah, here I'm going around changing the lights and everything. Looks looks so good. Just the purple lights are good. But we're transitioning now to the actual tour of the building. So you can see the gradual change of colors where it goes from yellow to red to purple. And oh my gosh, just look at that. Look, all the trees around, overgrown, lots of bushes, everything. It just looks so pretty. You can see, from left to right, just nothing but purple lights. It just looks so good. Pretty, pretty lights. Oh, and look at that. Towering over you and everything. Just, I think this build went well, despite like how small and albeit maybe simple, at least to me simple. I think it went well. And then we go around. There's the window I was talking about that I didn't change until after. But yeah, this really went well, and I think that it turned out great. I think it really did. Giving you really like eye full of that. And we go behind here and look at the lake. It's great. But I think this went well, and if you guys enjoy this, be sure to hit the like button. I'd really appreciate that. And don't forget to hit subscribe as well, because that lets me know that you guys enjoy the content on the channel and would like to see more. Let me know what you think of this. Give me some suggestions down below too. But I'd like to give a shout out to my friends Gabe and Barry Midley for being members of the channel. And you can become a member too by hitting the join button down below. I've been Savvy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys. I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.